Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classics. This is episode number 1166 and Doubleshot number 1060. I got two trades here, which are the last ones for the respective series. In a way, one of them is actually last of the volume, but this one here, last of the series. Well, for this one anyways. First up we have the Immortal Iron Fist, Volume 5, Escape from the 8th City. Yep, this is actually done not by the original writers, this is done by Dwayne Sorsinski. Yeah, he actually is the one who replaced the original writers in the book. I'm not really sure why they left for it. They're the ones who started this series, and there's like a bunch of different artists on here for these last 7 issues. Like, oh my gosh. You have Trevor Foreman with Zonk Sanok, The Reluctant Weapon. This is actually one of the two short stories in here. That one is basically written, of course, by Dwayne Sorsinski, artwork by Kano, and the Wang Shangren, Media of Heaven. That is actually drawn by Timothy Green. This cover here is done by Patrick Zurcher, Carrie Andrews, and Jane Doe. I think Carrie Andrews, was the artist who actually took over for the Iron Fist Living Weapon series. Now, here's the thing. 2124 is not part of this story. Nope, it isn't. Like, those are basically two Iron Fist standalone stories that have absolutely nothing to do with the main series itself. Yeah, it's just a couple other Iron Fist stories just because the writer just felt like doing it. Yeah, one of these was like an Asian Iron Fist. The other one is like, I think it's like a woman. I think it's great that he actually took time to do this. Escape from the 8th City. The 8th City is pretty much a prison for political prisoners, and one of the prisoners happens to be the very first Iron Fist. How the heck this man is even alive after thousands of years? The book itself doesn't really explain it at all, but. And, of course, he teams up with his team, the Immortal Weapons, which is comprised of Fat Cobra, this woman down here, that's Tiger's beautiful daughter. The woman in the chalk white skin, that's the Bride of 9 Spiders. Then you have also the guy in the cloak, Prince of Ophrins. This guy here was actually the inspiration for Iron Fist. Yep, and I'm trying to remember who was the other one. Because you have Fat Cobra. Yeah, because it lists off one page here of all the other weapons. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, at one point, Iron Fist's seal gets, sealed because of the fact the leader of the city, who doesn't like him very much, apparently just decided to seal it for some strange reason. I don't know why, but he did. Yep. Yeah, they give kind of a backstory of the 8th City. Yeah, and they pretty much defeat people who run 8th City, and the first Iron Fist is left alive, and he just goes back to what he was doing. He, of course, is never seen again. Misty Knight, and of course, Iron Fist goes home after this and is confronted by frickin' Hydra. Yep, he's surrounded by Hydra agents, and he's able to take care of all of them. Yep, and also, yeah, he goes home and they're at his penthouse, and they're holding Business Hostage, like a business to free yourself, and they have all the Hydra agents. Luke Cage shows up toward the very end. Nice thing to do. And then Iron Fist does something really. Danny Rand does something really weird. He sells his company because apparently he has not much money left. I'm thinking of like, how the heck did that happen? Did he spend it all being Iron Fist? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah, and then also he not only sold his company, he also sold his penthouse that he owned, and he also started himself martial arts school, the School of Thunder. The Thunder School. Interesting. I like the fact that he got a chance to do his development here. But it's kind of strange the fact they did this for him. My guess is the reason why I did this, it's just my personal theory, probably because he sided against the Super Registration Act. Despite the fact, according to what I read, he was actually already registered with the government as a living weapon. Yep. And I got handed to the cover artist here, putting all 7 weapons, all the mortal weapons, on the cover of this trade. It's absolutely really good the fact they did this. This is this interesting storyline to end the series. But if you're going to end the series, why not bring back the original creative team to actually help finish the series off? Why have the writer at that point just end the book? Yeah, I've never heard exactly what was the reason for the end of the series. Now, unlike, let's say, Gotham Central was another series we could work on, he was the original book writer for this. Yeah, that one ended because the artist left. That one had a good reason. This one, I've never heard of the reason why this series ended for. I give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. It's a really good book. Final thoughts on this series. Yeah. The thing with this series is it had like a couple different creative teams in the book. First, it was Ed Brubaker, Matt Fraction, David Aja for most of the series up until the last couple of trades. Here's the first trade. I actually got this at Comic-Con. This one, this was actually just given to me at the library. Yeah, this trade was just given to me. And I just felt as though, why not take it, because I like Iron Fist. These other 2 books, now, these 2, I actually got, this one here, I also got from Comic-Con. Though I ended up getting 2 copies of this book for some reason. I'm not really sure why. And this is actually also the end of the original creative team's run for the book. Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction book. Unknown why the book at the end of the run book. And then we have Dwayne Szarzinski take over with this trade. And of course, the final trade here. And interesting, the Spy Falcon had 27 issues. It also put out an annual and a couple one-shots. Yeah. One thing you could definitely say that was really good about this series, and this series did serve a little bit of inspiration, loose inspiration for the Iron Fist TV show from Netflix. Yeah, a lot of people were hoping for that, and it kind of was. Yeah. The thing with this series is that I think a lot of people did love this series. It was only around for about a couple of years, lasted from 2005 to about 2010. Here's about 5 trades here. My final thoughts on this series is that it was a good series that decided to abruptly end. I've never heard of the explained reason why this series ended for, but it did. And it was only, here's the thing. It's the most successful Iron Fist volume to date. Why? Because anytime Iron Fist has tried to have an ongoing series, it's not that successful. Take a look, let's say, his original one from the 70s. 15 issues. And then he got moved over to basically Luke Cage just to become Power Man Iron Fist for over a decade before the book ended. Iron Fist had a couple. I do have the Returning Con Lund trade, which collect his 2nd, 3rd, and 4th volume of the series, which were all mini-series. And this book came roughly a year after the 4th volume came out. You can kind of say the Immortal Iron Fist is pretty much like the 5th volume for the series in a way. Yeah, that's kind of what it was. It was the 5th Iron Fist volume. And then after this, Iron Fist didn't have a series for about 5 years. Yeah, that was kind of the weird thing. No ongoing series for 5 years. And then came out the Iron Fist Lethal Weapon series by Karen Andrews. I was a really big fan of the artwork. I didn't mind the writing, and surprisingly, that book is actually counted for the Iron Fist numbering. And then after that book ended, after a year, though that book also had a problem with coming out. That book itself had a problem with basically coming out monthly. Because about 3 times in the book's run, it actually skipped a month. So it took a little over a year to release 12 issues. And after that run ended, I don't think there was an Iron Fist book for about 4 years. Yeah, they actually launched the last Iron Fist series as a result. This is, of course, by Ed Brunson and Mike Perkins in the artwork. They launched that as basically sort of a tie-in promotion for the Iron Fist TV show. That's canon. The comic book itself was a really good run. That just stopped after Doctor Strange Animation for some reason. I have no idea why, but that's simply where it is. Alright, now moving on to another book, basically, I'm also ending its run for. Well, I'm still going to review more trades for this character. Harley Quinn, Volume 6, black, white, and red all over. This collects issues 26 to 30, still by Amanda Conner and Jim Palmiotti, art by John Timms and Chad Hardin. Yeah, interesting though, they brought back Chad Hardin to pretty much cap out this run. And he's not the art. I think he does start the artist out of the most recent volume of the series. Then I think he left at a brief period of time. Yes. Now, when it came to this particular set of issues, these issues kind of feel like very standalone-ish, and they kind of feel like bonus stories because the way it was written, how it was with the last volume, it kind of felt like that could have been the end of the volume, but nope, we had some bonus stories like with the aftermath, but basically Harley Quinn beat up the Joker, so she has a picture on the back of her jacket where she basically, oh yeah, I basically beat up the Joker and just basically just ousted him from my life. Yep. Batman himself does not appear in the book. Nope. And there's also with Red Tool. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he shows up one of the issues where he tries to marry Harley Quinn, doesn't go anywhere at all. Yeah, he's probably by far one of two guys in the series who actually are seriously in love with Harley Quinn. The other, of course, was the guy that she had to free in the previous volume for the series. Yeah. And yeah, it's like this book also kind of loosely helps sets up the start of the next volume of the series, still by the same writers. Yep, still the same creative team. Yeah, that's all you can say about this book. It just pretty much is set up for the next volume. Yep, give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Really good book. Final thoughts this volume. This was a really interesting volume to say the least for Harley Quinn. Like, DC went overboard with this damn run. Like, oh my gosh, they went so overboard. Like, not only the fact this was 30 issues, it also had a freaking annual, a one-shot Futures End. Let's see. We also have several different one-shots. We have Harley Quinn Futures End, Harley Quinn Invading San Diego Comic-Con. These trades do collect them. Harley Quinn and the annual, the holiday special, Valentine's Day special. There was also Road Trip Special, which I think was the last one they did officially. Actually, no, I think they did one more. Be careful what you wish for. That was the last one. Yeah, here's the first five of the series, Hot in the City, which the issue 0 did raise controversy when it came out because there was a story in here where Harley Quinn was promoting suicide. Yeah, that was a story that was drawn by Jim Lee of all people. Yep. The second volume for the series. And that's from Future's End. That does not happen in the main book. In case you're wondering. The third volume for the series, which kind of helps sets up the Harley gang of Harleys, which is interesting to say the least. They even got their own miniseries. Yeah, this continues that plot through setting it up. And this book right here, kind of basically, you can kind of say this could have been the end of this run, but nope. This is the end right here. Yeah, 30 issues collected in 6 volumes. And I kid you not when it comes to this particular series. Like, not only did they have the 30 issues and the one-shots, there was also 2 miniseries. No, I have not reviewed them yet, by the way. Yeah, there was the Power Grown Harley Quinn miniseries, done with the same writers, and then there was the Harley Quinn and the Gang of Harleys miniseries. My personal theory when it comes to that miniseries, now I get why Power Girl Harley Quinn basically came out. That pretty much showed, there was like a 2-week gap in issue 13 of this volume, and that miniseries pretty much explained what the heck happened during that 2-week time skip. Which, okay, that's fine. The Gang of Harleys loosely helps sets up basically the arc that preceded this one. That's pretty much what it did. And I did have a theory at the time, and I still believe it, that DC launched that miniseries as a response to Deadpool and the Mercs money. Yeah, that was simply the reason why the DC did that for, because Deadpool and Mercs money was coming out, so why not Harley Quinn or Gang of Harleys? Why the heck not? Yep. But yeah, Mortal Iron Fist, great series. Interesting end for the series. Also, I forgot to mention with the Iron Fist, the last thing you see before in the final issue is Danny proposing to Misty Knight. Because she claims she's pregnant with his child. Yeah, in the Age of Heroes number 3, this is retconned. Yeah, a writer retconned this. Not the proposal, no. He retconned it that Misty Knight was never pregnant at all. She lied to try to get Annie to marry her. Yeah, this was kind of dumb. And this happened, like, less than about a few years. That happened in the Age of Heroes miniseries. That's where it was explained. And because of that, Danny broke up with Misty Knight. Yep. Yeah, he broke up with her, and she, for some strange reason, yeah, this is what Rick Remender decided to do, had her hook up with Sam Wilson. As in the case of Iron Fist, he got a girlfriend after that named Brenda, who was kind of the main villain of the Living Weapon series. And then nothing. He's not had a girlfriend since then. Yeah, I like the fact Luke Cage was there, mainly just to say that, yeah, he guest starred in the book. But Luke Cage did not have an ongoing series at this point. Nope. That's a strange thing when it comes to between Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Iron Fist has had a few ongoing series. Now here's the thing. Luke Cage, like, after his original ongoing series ended, Marvel has seriously tried to push him, like, have him as a solo character in an ongoing series. Like, his first one he had as Power Man Fist was Cage, a book that was canceled after 20 issues due to low sales, believe it or not. And then Marvel never attempted to give an ongoing series again until 2016. Yep, with the Luke Cage series by David Walker, which later got renumbered to its classic numbering. And then that book got canceled, low sales. It's kind of like no one wants to buy a Luke Cage book for some reason. Yeah, he had a couple mini-series since the Cage series. Yeah, he had a second volume for Cage in 2001, which was the Max imprint. I don't know if that was canon or not. I don't think it is. Yeah, a lot of swearing in the book. The other was the New Avengers Luke Cage miniseries that came out during the second volume of New Avengers. Yeah. But not much else to say about these two trades or the characters overall. And it's sad, though, that Harley Quinn is going to end soon. Yep, it's going to end at the current volume at issue 75. Now, as for what I'm going to do with the current volume for the series, like how I'm going to review going forward, I don't know if I'm going to pick up any more trades for this particular one. I probably am not going to do it. I'm probably just going to review the rest of Via Digitally from Hepatilla. I'm not really sure exactly how many trades there are. I might come back to do reviews of doing physical trades probably later. I might just pick up like Barnes and Noble, something like that. Yeah, but time will tell when it comes to a particular series. But more Iron Fist, yeah, that's done. I'm done with that series. And the only thing left to go for Iron Fist is just Living Weapon, Iron Fist, Phantom Limb, and the Damnation tie-in. And that's it for Iron Fist solo-wise. Yep, so that's it for this particular review. My next review will be a Comic Corner on 2 Batman trades, okay? Peace next video. Bye.